Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Steve Breach coming to you here today. I've been sitting here listening to Bauer and Pollock texting back with Miguel and Ravi about the Fuck the YWC videos, so I decided to turn my computer just a little bit so I can get non-blank white walls behind me. You can look at my collection of pictures and plaques. But lately on YouTube, I've been making these videos. I've been looking for responses and I've been looking for comments, and I haven't really been getting them. So this is a video that honestly, I'm begging people to make videos or at least comment, tweet me, write me a letter, stick it in the mail, and send it to me, anything to keep this conversation up, because I honestly have been trying to think about this for a good little while, how WWE is going to pack 100,000 fans into the AT&T Stadium in Dallas, Texas. I know that people have huge hopes for what this year's WrestleMania is going to be. People thinking that it's going to be a groundbreaking performance from the WWE. Of bringing up all of this young talent that they have and actually using them in the right way to build a great WrestleMania. If you look at WrestleMania 17, I don't know if that's what people are hoping this is going to be, because WrestleMania is going back to Texas. They had it in the Astrodome. They had at the height of Stone Cold Steve Austin going up against the height of The Rock. You had a damn good Undertaker versus Triple H match that was given a lot of time to develop a storyline. You had, the Hardys, the Dudleys, and who did I leave out? Edge and Christian, battling it out, showing how great and how strong that tag team division was. Sort of showing that there was a lot of hope about the undercard, about where these guys were going to be in the future. It was holding its own, unlike now, where it basically WWE has some guys that they believe they're going to be the future, but it's almost like Vince McMahon doesn't have enough belief in these guys to push them as being the future. They have a lot of guys, whether if it's Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, Cesaro. I even throw the Miz in there, but I understand why people don't put him in there. And I'm sure there's other guys that I'm leaving off the list. Even if you look down at NXT, there's the future there. Tyler Breeze, you've got Prince Devitt, I always call him that, Finn Balor, even Samoa Joe, if you want to put him up on the main roster, even though that's not what his contract is for. But instead, what we have right now on paper as what the main events of WrestleMania 32 is going to be, Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar was given a lot of money to come over from UFC and start wrestling after WrestleMania 28. At the end of WrestleMania 31, he was given more money to stay and re-up his contract. And that last year, that was looked at as sort of like a win for WWE to keep this guy, because of how believable they make this guy out to be as one of the true badasses, because he was a former UFC champion. He was one of their stars. They believed in him so much that he was pushing buy rates that they put him on the cover of the video game. And that's huge for a guy like that to come back to wrestling, even to go on ESPN and put over Vince McMahon as a promoter, saying that he's a better promoter than Dana White. I just don't know. WrestleMania 30, they drew 25,000 fans. WrestleMania 31, 26,000 fans. Where are these 24 to 25,000 fans going to come out of the woodwork to come to Dallas to go to WrestleMania 32 when Undertaker versus Brock is your main event? I know that this was really hot at SummerSlam, because I think most of all, people were surprised that Undertaker was wrestling at SummerSlam. We hadn't seen Taker on a SummerSlam since, I believe, definitely he was at 2010. For some reason, I'm trying to put him at 2011, and I can't really remember he was there. He hasn't wrestled on a SummerSlam since, I believe, 2008. And he sort of turned into this guy that really only showed up for WrestleMania, but because of the fact that they're trying to make WrestleMania 32 so huge, Taker came back. He cost Brock winning the championship at Battleground. They immediately hot-shotted that right into a SummerSlam match, and then he's gone. And you have all the controversy surrounding, what happened. Brock, of course, showed up the next night on Monday Night Raw. He cared that he lost the match, but he hasn't showed up again. He hasn't been demanding to get Taker. He's just sitting at home. And in my mind, he's turned into a farmer where he's farming the land, and we're not really seeing anything else from him at all. We're just left to watch the current state of WWE, and out of the middle of nowhere, people are thinking that, you know, come WrestleMania time, people are going to be ready to see this match again. They've cooled off Undertaker and Brock so much to the point of, I'm surprised if creative still has this on their board as the WrestleMania 32 real main event that is going to happen. I don't know what you do if you bring Undertaker back, if you bring Brock back, but definitely when you brought Undertaker back at WrestleMania 31, he was to fight Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt was bringing up the fact that Brock had beat him, and that made him more of just a mortal man. He just was a dude, and Bray thought that he was going to be able to beat him. And, you know, then when Undertaker finally comes back to fight Brock, they're acting as if WrestleMania 31 never happened, and it's just stricken from our mind. So a lot of things that are happening in WWE right now, they're sort of hot-shotting things to get people to keep with the network, keep with the pay-per-views, and have an interest in WWE, but they're not really following any sort of set storyline. They're just changing things as they need to make it believable. So who knows if when it comes back, they think they're going to go with Brock versus Rock, and the Undertaker thing is just completely stricken from our mind, and we're just told that never happened. Don't worry about it. But as of right now, if I'm in WWE, you know, your ratings are dropping. You know, you've lost 25% of your people in the last 3 years. Is Undertaker versus Brock what you want to do to push WrestleMania 32 as being one of the biggest WrestleManias of all time? Are they just going to sit back and do the same old same, knowing that the same old hardcore fans are going to come in year after year and they can do so much? Or are they really going to step it up a notch and put it into gear to see how many people they can get to go there? Undertaker versus Brock could be a big match, but as of right now, I don't know if it can be your main event match. WrestleMania 30, it definitely was one of the matches that wasn't even on my mind. You know, of course, everything was surrounding Daniel Bryan going up against Triple H, Daniel Bryan versus Undertaker, Daniel Bryan going up against Randy Orton and Batista. I haven't had a crying baby in this house in years, so it's really messing me up right now. I apologize. But, you know, they're really going to have to kick it into high gear to find things that they can do in WWE to make things believable. And as of right now, I'm always going to go to WrestleMania because my friends are there. But to get other people to go, they really got to change a lot of things.